Hi, I'm Danny with Buy2aradios.com. Midland is well known for its FRS and GMRS radios, such as the classic and popular GXT100. Now, Midland is about to bring a new radio to the market that could add some real excitement to the general mobile radio service, the MXT100 Micro Mobile GMRS radio. In this video, you're going to get a preview of this new radio as we take our sample unit out of the box, turn it on, and take a quick look at some of its features. Alright, let's get started. I'm actually pretty excited about this MXT100 radio from Midland, and I'd like to thank Midland for sending us a sample of this radio ahead of time. It's actually not available yet. It's not going to be out until July 2015. So at the time we're shooting this video, this isn't a final release product. The reason that I'm so excited about this radio is that the MXT100 here is the first true GMRS mobile radio from a major GMRS FRS radio manufacturer. And this radio is going to be perfect for people who use GMRS radios a lot in their vehicles. The design of this radio is such that it's really intended for use like as a fixed base station, but more than likely for use in a vehicle. So what we have is the radio itself, we have a hand mic, and we have an antenna that can be mounted on the outside of the vehicle, and a few mounting accessories. The radio wires directly into the car, or it plugs into the cigarette lighter of a vehicle. And the reason this is better than a handheld radio for use in the car is simply that the signal, using an antenna outside of the vehicle, the signal is much, much better. Your transmissions are going to be able to get out easier, and you're going to be able to pick up other transmissions better, because a normal handheld radio, having to go through the steel of a vehicle, really limits you in some cases. So even though this radio is only 5 watts, which is the same power that some handheld radios have, just having that antenna outside your vehicle is going to give you so much more as far as range goes. Let's take a look at the radio itself. One of the best things I'd say about this is the size. I was really surprised to see how small this radio is. It is, I would say, comparable with maybe a deck of cards. I have an iPhone. This is an iPhone 5, and it's shorter than that, and let's see, maybe 3 times thicker. But it's a very, very small radio, and as we'll see a little bit later, it's very loud too, with the speaker here and a speaker on the hand mic as well. So it packs a pretty good punch into a small package. We have on the front, the buttons are raised. They're easy to kind of know where you're at if you're just having to reach down in your vehicle. I like that the buttons are really rubberized, and it's easy to find what's what. After you've used the radio for a little while, you'll know, channels are to the right of the display, volume is to the left of the display, or the opposite. If you've taken advantage of the flip display feature, you can actually use this radio in this orientation or this orientation. There are grooves along the side of the radio, both sides, and those are to fit into the mounting bracket that's included. On the back, we have a DC connection for the included power cord. We also have a jack for an external speaker. That's a standard 3.5 millimeter, and there's instructions in the manual about the specifics of the type of speaker to use to get the best sound. We have a UHF female antenna connector, also known as a SO239. So it'll accept a UHF male antenna or a PL259 antenna connector. Let's take a look at some of the accessories that come with this radio. Okay, first of all, the bracket that I mentioned just a moment ago. This is a metal bracket. There's holes in the top and grooves here for a variety of mounting options. Of course, you could screw this into somewhere on your vehicle, or if you're using it as a base station, maybe something at a desk. But the radio just slides in and clips in this way, and then you can pull the tabs out on the back to remove the radio. It goes in and out fairly smooth, so that's great. I mean, the radio is so light, you could also mount it with Velcro or a hook and loop fastener, or there's probably a variety of ways to mount this if you don't want to use the bracket, just because of the lightness of the radio and the size. But also included is a mic hanger. And let me just say, the accessories that I'm looking at here are what was sent to us in a sample by Midland. This may change before the final product comes out. I don't know. But the mic holder has adhesive. There's a layer here that would peel off and allow you to stick this somewhere. The antenna is, I'm going to say 7-8 inches long. It's kind of sturdy, but it feels plastic. It's a UHF male or PL259 connector that's on the other end of the antenna. And I would say the antenna length, the wire is probably around 12 feet. That's a rough guess, it's not exact. Don't hold me to it. The hand mic that is included with the MXT100 is actually something that I like a lot. It is small, kind of reminds me of the mic that's included with one of the emergency radios from Midland, but it's much heavier. It feels much more durable. It's heavier than I would expect it to be. And I like it. I like the way it clicks and the way it feels. Now, this mic is actually attached physically to the radio. You see, a lot of mobile radios will have a hand mic that has like an RJ45 telephone type connection. This is not the case here. This mic is attached to this radio and cannot be removed, aside from taking the radio apart or breaking something. Also included is the DC cord. This is fused, and this plugs into the back of the radio, and this is set up to plug into your cigarette lighter or 12-volt port of your vehicle. Of course, if you wanted to hardwire this, you could cut the end off and just wire it into your vehicle. That's the way you prefer. Now, let's power up the radio. Also sitting on my table here is this, which is just a power source so that I can fire up this radio. It's not something that's included. But I will plug this in, and you can take a look at the display and all as I power it up. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, the volume is to the left of the display, and as you can hear, it gets pretty loud. I'll lower that for the sake of our video here. And the channel button is to the right. And the way the channels work on this radio is rather interesting. Normally, on Midland radios, you're going to have 22 channels. You're going to have FRS and GMRS, which are two different services that use some shared frequencies. But FRS and GMRS have different rules. FRS is restricted to lower power, and FRS also doesn't allow removable antennas. So because this radio has a removable antenna, it cannot support FRS frequencies. So therefore, what Midland has done is you've got channels 1 through 7, and then it skips 8 through 14, which are FRS exclusive channels. So it goes straight from 7 to 15 and up to 22. And the reason they did that is for compatibility. If you have a Midland handheld radio and you go to channel 18, it's going to match up to channel 18 on this radio. But if on that handheld you were on channel 13, you wouldn't be able to match that with this mobile radio because it can't support FRS because of the antenna. The display on this radio is rather simple. Not that you need an extravagant display for a radio like this. And the features of this radio are actually rather simple. This is a radio, and it seems to do its job as a radio rather well, but you don't have certain things you might see on higher-end handheld radios like flashlights or emergency buttons, things like that. This has all the radio functions that you're going to need. It does, privacy codes or CTCSS DCS codes. There's a squelch adjust, scan, volume, beep volume, keypad lock, things like that. But not a lot of extra things. The buttons, the top left here is menu. Pressing the menu button takes you into a list of functions. It's numbered function 1 through 5, and that's what you're allowed to change through the menu. We have function 1, which allows you to change the CTCSS tone for the channel that you're on. Function 2 allows you to change the DCS tone for the channel you're on. Now you can only have one or the other, CTCSS or DCS. Function 3 allows you to adjust the squelch level, 0 through 9, I believe, with 0 being the least sensitive, 9 being the most sensitive. Function 4 allows you to adjust the beep volumes, the volume level of the key beeps. And function 5 allows you to change the power level from low to high. This button here is the scan button. Pressing it will, of course, scan through the channels that you have in as allowable to be scanned. And what you can do, as you're flipping through the channels, you see this icon over here, the circle with the arrows. That means that this channel will be scanned if you turn the scan function on. If you hold this scan button down for a few seconds while you're on a channel, it'll remove it. Now, if I scan, it'll no longer scan channel 2. So that's pretty neat. I like that. It's easy to get rid of a channel from your scan list. This button here is monitor. It basically opens up squelch so you can hear whatever is going on the channel. One other function is you can hold down the menu button for a few seconds to lock the keypad. There's one more thing I want to touch on, and that is the flip screen option. I think I mentioned that earlier. With the speaker on top of the radio here, some mounting configurations may have you, pressing the top of the radio up against a dash or something like that, blocking the speaker. You don't want to do that. And the radio allows you to flip the screen so that it can be used like this. And the way to do that is by turning the radio off and holding the down arrow while you turn it back on. Now, this is channel 2. And see, of course it reverses. This is the volume, but it does flip these buttons. Like now this one is volume up and this one is volume down, whereas in the other configuration that was backwards. So I like this screen flip option. Now if you're pressing this up against something in your vehicle, your speaker could be below. Well, that has been a quick look or a preview, we might say, of the Midland MXT100 radio. I'm very excited about this radio. Once again, I'd like to thank Midland for sending us a sample and giving us a chance to evaluate it. I was very happy with the radio, and I'm sure you guys will be. I look forward to Midland releasing this in July. This has been a preview of the upcoming MXT100 Micro Mobile GMRS radio from Midland. This radio is not yet available at the time we're recording this video. The expected release date is July 2015, but check our website at buy2aradios.com for updates. If you have any questions about it or any other Midland product, don't hesitate to give us a call, email us, or enter our live chat at buy2aradios.com. If you like this video and want to see others like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/buy2aradios. I'm Danny, and thanks for watching.